Are you ready for the last minute panic?
Panic? I feel alright actually.
This trip was initially born out of a need for quality mountain days. I'm not much of a peak bagger, and I have a habit of hiking alone, but I thought it was time to try something new. Time to plan a trip focused on mountain summits with friends. This is Tina. You'd usually find her playing in the sea somewhere, but never one to say no to a bad idea. We roped her in just a few days before. She has 3 days to spare, so is planning an out and back from her car. John is the fastest member of our little team. He's an ultra runner, so he's used to travelling over long distances on tricky terrain, but I'm excited to see how he copes with a heavy pack for a couple of weeks. He has 15 days before he has to be back in Edinburgh, and with a 17-day expected schedule, we're really going to have to push to get him round. And then there's me, Tia. I'm slow, steady, but filled with optimism. I'm used to long distance trails, and I planned this route hoping to get off some of the more known routes, and really just back to exploring. Excited for your arrival. Considering the night hike up Corbett 3, but we'll see what happens when we get there. The weather has quickly changed on us. We are still on the top of second, and we're now in a snowstorm. We have just made it off Corbett 2. It was exhausting. There was a lot of snow. We are not going up the third Corbett today. The goal of this trip was not to complete something with defined rules and a guidebook, but to try something new. We had no idea whether this route was actually possible, and in some places we found out it certainly wasn't. But we learned to adapt and found the fun in figuring it out. It was nice to have friends to plan with, and to complain with. The endless bog, relentless wind, waking up every day to frozen shoelaces. The time went quickly, and we stayed ahead of schedule and slowly checked off one Corbett at a time. Corbett 3, Corbett 4 done.
Well, it is a sad morning. It's a beautiful morning after a very sad night. What happened? It was snowing very heavily, like you've never seen before. And while I wanted to go up C5, my fellow wanderer said, come on, let's just camp here on a shitty side of the road and do it in the morning without you. Nice. Now it's a beautiful morning, they're gonna go up, have all the views, and I'm doomed to get back to the car that drove them here. Yeah.
Top of Corbett 5, day 3. We're now missing Tina.
Sun's come out.
Sun's come out.
Right, let's go.
Corbett 6. Just been on quite a detour to avoid climbing up the snow shelf. We're almost at the top. We have just got slightly lost.
No, it's here got slightly lost.
Teamwork got slightly lost.
No.
We are almost at the top of Ben Garb. We seem to have slightly skipped Corbett 7, although by the sounds of it, I think we actually went over it. We just didn't notice. Top of number 8. We pretty much ran up that one. We need to go find somewhere to camp. So, disaster in Blair Athol. I managed to leave my poles in the public toilet, and then the council came and hid them from us, and it's a Sunday, so no getting them back. We got a cab to Pitlochry, bought myself some very fancy lecky poles. We managed to faff during all the nice weather, and now it's raining. We decided to put our tents up at 5:30, and we're currently hiding, well fed, but pretty cold, and hoping that the next couple of days pick up, because yeah, it's a little bit miserable. Also, John's rain jacket's leaking, and my rain pants have ripped in half the moment I put them on, so top of number 9, day 5. Very windy, but at least it's dry.
Yeah, thank God.
But we are very much enjoying this little sheltered spot at the cairn.
Best cairn.
Best cairn yet. Corbett 11. It's a little snowy. There is no view at all. It's very cold. There's a whiteout, so we thought we'd treat ourselves to a bonus Munro. Top of Munro number 1. Definitely worth it for all the views. But at least we had a fence line we could follow. We are currently power walking to the Glen Clover Hotel. It is about 6 o'clock, and we think last orders are at 7. We've just done about 4k on road. We pretty exhausted, pretty wet. If they have accommodation, it might be happening, but we do not have our hopes up for this situation. But a hot meal would be amazing. John is happy this morning, although we are now back in the rain and back to road walking, but not for much longer. And then we get to go up into that cloud. Corbett number 12, almost halfway there. NBA Bothy. So we went outside. It was a blizzard. We made 150 meters. We made what we think is a very sensible decision to come back to the Bothy, and we're going to reassess at midday. But we're back in our sleeping bags, and we're going to play cards. So we just got almost up to the Corbett 13. We were probably, I don't know, maybe even 100 meters away, but it was pretty steep. We decided to turn back because the blizzard conditions were just not safe anymore. So now we're going to take the 4x4 track that we just came up back down to Loch Newick and go find a little cheeky bothy that wasn't en route, but will be our little safe haven for the evening. We now are trying to do a fast push to 2 Corbetts in about 4 hours, so that we'll get into Braemar this evening, because we're both a little low on food. Nothing serious, but it would definitely be nice to top up. Top of Corbett 14. The sun is out. We did not get to Braemar last night, but we had a... Yeah, John. So now we have a lovely morning walk in to town. Top of Corbett 15. John has new sunglasses.
Streamline.
John is finally happy on this trip because once again he is taking us off trail We have missed the turning, and now we have to go through heather. Which makes it a little bit better, but I'm still suspicious. Corbett 15! Woo! Currently plodding down to a spot that we've already scouted out because this isn't out and back, but struggling not to keep turning around because the sunset behind us is absolutely remarkable. Top of Corbett 17. I got the Corbett numbers wrong yesterday. We got a really awesome, very lucky hit right from the car park here, and he was climbing the Corbett with us. Today I woke up with a bit of a sore throat and I feel pretty crap, so I've been making us stop quite a bit. We still managed to do about 13k.
In all fairness, this is our second stop and the first stop was a lunch stop, so... My morale levels are great today for once.
I know. It seems the thing that John gets off on is my suffering. We're almost at the top of Corbett 18. So, quite behind schedule. I keep stopping. I have suspicion I might have COVID. John is a little bit anxious because I've just become so slow and keep stopping. So far, this Corbett has been the Corbett of false summits. We're finally here on the only green mountain for miles. So we're camping at a pretty high elevation today, between Corbett 18 and 19. Pretty much I just couldn't keep going. I really hope I feel better in the morning, but at the moment things aren't looking too great. So it might either be an exit or we'll just have to wait and see how we feel in the morning. I'm really gutted, to be honest. I've got a pretty big fever and I'm coughing up a lot of phlegm. John wants to go get the bus home from Braemar today, but I don't really want to leave my tent. I think it looks pretty likely that we're not going to finish the trip.
Sick one. She's feeling so bad. Listen to that horse breath. COVID-19, how do you feel? She survived.
They survived.
That was a total of 4.2k of walking.
I actually feel okay. We've decided to head back to Braemar still. Hopefully get some COVID tests and just see, but it looks like we're probably going to be heading back to Edinburgh today, but I'm still secretly hoping that I might not have to. We made it to Aberdeen. We were almost about to head home. I'm feeling quite a bit better, so I'm going to head back and I'm going to skip one Corbett and then hopefully try and finish the round. John unfortunately has a wedding to go to, so we'll see if I'm kidding myself with how well I feel, but worth trying. And then there was one. Miss John for sure. It looked like we were going to manage to finish the trip together, so it's a bit disappointing that hasn't happened. That is Corbett 21, although we skipped Corbett 20, so call it what you want. Not really worth the views, to be honest. Something I'm finding really strange is I'm very used to hiking on my own. In fact, I do it more than hiking with people, but because I've gone from like a duo to a solo, I'm weirdly nervous. I mean, before, when I was with John, I was concerned about the terrain and things, but I wasn't nervous. I always thought we could just
we'd just get around it. But today I'm feeling really weird about it and just second guessing everything. Corbett 22!
Corbett 23! Woo!
Genuinely excited for dinner. This is the first time in, I'd say, at least 4 days that I've even wanted dinner.
I was beginning to think that I didn't love potato smash anymore. I'm so wrong. It's so good. Noodles, mashed potato. What more could you want?
Not having John here.
During this trip, we summited 24 of the 26 Corbetts, bailing 60 metres from the top of Corbett 13 due to weather, and skipping Corbett 20 altogether. We spent a total of 17 days in the hills and hiked a total of 358 kilometres, plotted through more snow than any of us expected, lost one set of poles, destroyed one pair of rain pants, and had a small handful of pity parties. Although the goal of summiting all 26 Corbetts might not have been completed, for me this trip achieved everything I'd hoped for. It wasn't about success or failure of a defined goal, it was about pushing our limits, stepping away from known trails, and finding the adventure in the in-between.